First rivalry with Daniel Bryan. First rivalry with CM Punk. Alex, I'll start with you first.
So for CM Punk, I would say to go with possibly MJF. Put CM Punk with MJF, and you could have some back and forth banter in a promo because they both almost have the same energy, and they could really get the crowd into it, get people fired up, and really tuning into the show each and every week. Because when you have somebody like CM Punk, who's the voice of the voiceless, it adds so much potential when you throw MJF in the mix.
And then for Daniel Bryan, who's your first rivalry with Bryan?
So for Daniel Bryan, I would say put him against Brian Cage. That would be a stellar match. I think it would be a great start out match for Daniel Bryan, because in the past we've seen him face people like Batista, Triple H, Randy Orton. He's had some top-notch 5-star matches, and he's competed in very difficult matches. So starting out in a match like that will put him off to a great start if he can beat Brian Cage in a one-on-one singles match.
All right, Lyle, first for you, CM Punk first rivalry, Daniel Bryan first rivalry.
For Punk, I'm going to go with the continue with AEW. How they are a big fan of doing the heel face. They don't like doing face. So I'm going to go with Punk and MJF, and James McGrady. I agree with what he's saying about Brian Cage in our chat. And for Daniel Bryan, I'm going to go with Pac.
That's an interesting one.
Pac and Daniel Bryan, and then MJF and Punk. MJF and Punk, I think, would be phenomenal promo work. They're both terrific on the mic. And Pac's Pac. He's probably the most underrated wrestler in all of AEW right now. Before he came to AEW, we all saw what he was doing in Noah in Japan. He's tremendously talented. It would be really good.
You know what this shit for me is, everybody's, we're assuming, right? We're assuming that Punk could come in as a face, but he's just as good as a heel. When I think of that,
he is.
And when I think of that, I think a guy that he can easily come in and Punk in face is Cody to start it off.
Ooh.
He could be a great guy to face Hangman with his first title defense if he's a heel. If he comes in as a heel, I think that would be great.
I mean, as a heel, I could see him going with Cody 100%. I think you let him build his way first. Because you don't want somebody to jump right into the title picture, I feel like, right away. You want to
You want to work them up. You want to
right.
Like, we talk about having patience, right? I forget, who did we have on here? We had
Alba? What's it, Alba?
No, not Alba. Who's the guy we had? He was sitting outside with us.
Anthony Pires.
Anthony Pires.
Anthony said it. They don't want to rush things. When you want to have guys come in, you want to take it easy, let them do things. So you could have CM Punk.
So Carl wants me to say it. Fine. Carl, you're overrated.
CM Punk. You could do CM Punk, Malachi Black. You go that route. You want to agree? That'd be good. And Daniel Bryan is an interesting one.
You can go with anybody.
I'd love to see him with Jungle Boy.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be some.
I know you don't have to do the whole face thing, but you know what? If you could get if you could get Bryan Jungle Boy, I think that's a match. That's a winner. That's a banger. You could have Daniel Bryan against Miro for the TNT Championship. You could go that route, and you could really do that. You could really. I just feel like listen.
You could do Cage versus Punk, WWECW reunion.
There you go. Great. Because the thing of it is like, the thing is like, what Lyle's thought isn't crazy, right? Because like they say, if they're saying it, and everybody has reported this, that if Bryan does debut at Grand Slam and Hangman is like the champion, you can't tell me when they're playing the song The Final Countdown and Bryan's not going to come out at the end of the show and go face to face with Hangman Page and look at the AEW Championship. Like, you can't tell me that that's like 17,000, 18,000 people in the crowd in New York City, and you're telling me, like, if you're AEW, you want that moment.